Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another video. In today's video, we're going to discuss the child tax credit and how we have a little bit of good news. We're also going to talk about the restriction of eggs on SNAP benefits, the ban on food stamps for drug felonies, and a whole lot more, guys. So if you want to know what's going on in the lovely world of EBT, my darling, you've come to the right place. You already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey friend, my name is Shalae, and here on this channel we discuss shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. Super easy. Click the big old red subscribe button down below and you're in, just like that. So while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like, especially if you love me creating content like this. Now, if you are an EBT recipient or not, you can try out Amazon Prime free for 30 days by clicking the link in the description box, or I'll put it in the cards. You don't have to put any credit card information or anything. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the child tax credit, because they are saying right now in the Senate, you know, it's softening up a little bit. So we all know that this bipartisan legislation to cut taxes for working families and extend certain corporate tax breaks has been stalled in the Senate for, I want to say, about 2 months now. But the bill's prospects, they said, could be growing rosier as lawmakers prepare to return to Washington this week from their long recess. So a lot of conversations were going on privately, and some of the GOP lawmakers have said that they are willing to support this bill with just a few small minor changes, and that would, you know, the Democratic sponsor has already offered. So they're like, hey, we'll support it with this. Democrats are like, okay, let's come together. Now, according to four people that have been involved in the conversations, they spoke on the conditions. So we have like Senate Majority Leader Charles E. Schumer. He wrote to lawmakers on Friday that the upper chamber could consider the bill along with measures to regulate like TikTok, also address like the rail safety and lower healthcare costs in the weeks and months ahead. So he said once the Senate wraps up this whole impeachment proceedings that's against the Homeland Security Secretary, now they said this is expected to take up most of the lawmakers' time this week. So honestly, them coming back, this is what they're going to be focused on. But Schumer did say that they could put the tax bill to vote on shortly after the April 15th deadline, which that would be what, next Monday? Now, privately, guys, this is where all the conversation and the talks are going on. They said like numerous Republican senators said that they would support the legislation without some of those changes as well, but they don't want to outwardly break with a well-liked chamber of a member of the caucus as well. So the four people that's, you know, telling all the news and the information behind the scenes to the press, a lot of people said that they don't want to upset Crapo. So remember, Crapo was very vocal about that he did not want this to pass at all, but some Senate staffers who they've had like in-depth conversations with lawmakers and some senior staffers, they said that in private, they believe that they have a sufficient number of Republicans to overcome the filibuster support for the legislation as well. But like I said, what's pretty much happening is a lot of people don't want to cross Crapo or any other GOP leaders who could extract more concessions as well. So a lot of people, you know, have been upset by this as well. But hey, we have some good news. Now we're headed to Illinois, where a lot of people are either surprised or upset because certain parents with children under the age of 3, they have received an additional allotment of benefits. I don't know why, I don't know how, but guys, check your cards. Let me know if you received some of the money, because people said that, hey, they have money on their cards. Next, we're headed to Iowa, where there's a bill that has been amended to restrict SNAP purchases on egg substitutes. So the Iowa House, they passed a bill last Wednesday that would prohibit imitation meat products from being misleading, labeled as meat. And then not only did they have that, they added an amendment prohibiting people from purchasing egg substitutes through food assistance programs. So you can go check this out. It's Senate File 2391. It was approved last week on a 60-34 vote. And this would establish fines for businesses that create non-meat products and label them the terms for butchered meat or fake things like fake meat or vegetarian as well, specifying that they are not your traditional meat products. Now, the bill was not over the labeling of the products, lawmakers said, but with the House amendment, they added restrictions related to eggs and egg substitutes. So in addition to adding the labeling requirements and establishing fines for misbranding or fabricating egg products as eggs, the amendment also created purchase restrictions on these products as well. So Iowa SNAP recipients, they would not be able to use their benefits through the SNAP WIC to purchase egg substitutes. And if egg substitutes are not approved as purchasable foods through SNAP or WIC, then the legislation would direct for the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services. They would now have to go to the USDA, apply for a waiver, and then that waiver will allow them to have those products eligible through the programs in Iowa. I mean, this is all like unnecessary. If you were just able to purchase eggs at any point, why are we even here? I have no idea. But Representative Monica Kurth, she said like this amended legislation, this would take away the rights of people on SNAP and WIC to buy foods that they are currently able to purchase through the program, many of whom right now they use like egg substitutes due to allergies or maybe some type of health concerns as well. And she said that egg allergies, this is big amongst when it comes to like children. I mean, it's not uncommon, guys. I don't even eat eggs myself. Like, I do not like boiled eggs. I don't like deviled eggs at all. But she said, look, egg substitutes are often the only means to replace them. So right now, the USDA, they don't know if they would turn down the waiver request, if things will be different. But they're saying, like, this is just bad legislation. So if the amendment, which is the egg part, would make it more difficult for Iowa SNAP recipients on food assistance to purchase egg substitutes, and he said, yeah, this is going to make it harder. This would be something that would be implemented. So then we had another representative who is Eko Abdul Samad. They said, let's protect the needs of those that need help. These are babies that can't eat eggs. Let's not make it hard on our people. Why are we making it so hard for people we're trying to help in Iowa? And I just want to say that I don't agree that any child, she said, that should not be able to eat something, just say if they're allergic to eggs. Now the bill goes back right now for Senate as well for consideration on the amendment piece, so on that egg portion. So we'll see what happens in Iowa. Also, speaking of WIC, now they're saying like participants, the USDA said they want to make cuts to milk and dairy benefits as well across the board. So in the upcoming weeks, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, they are expected to go ahead and release a final rule that will go ahead and revise the WIC food package. So the USDA proposed cuts to milk as well as like dairy products for those that are on WIC benefits. They said this is going to make it a lot harder for millions of women, especially like your new mothers, your infants, and children at a challenging time when there's a high cost of food, as well as there's the rising food insecurity. So we're going to have to see what goes on, but it seems like right now, everybody's just putting their hands in some of everything. Speaking of, you know, hey, things that are going to the Senate, as of right now in Missouri, people with drug felonies on their criminal record, they are excluded from receiving benefits in Missouri, especially like SNAP benefits. So even after they have been released from prison and they served their term, the ban on SNAP benefits for people with drug convictions have been considered a double punishment. And for these individuals who not only served their time, but their crimes, they now also face like persisting barriers after they have been released from prison. So there's a lot of Missouri lawmakers, they have identified the elimination of SNAP benefits ban for people that have these drug felonies on their record. And they said like it's imperative to the health of Missouri as well. So if the SNAP ban is appealed, then they said the public safety in Missouri, it will approve. Now, Missouri is saying that they need to follow in the footsteps of other states that have repealed the SNAP ban as well. But as of right now, I think they said like South Carolina is the only state that has a full SNAP benefit ban as well. And I think Mississippi had a ban in 2019 but they went on and removed that as well. And I think it's only right. I mean, this will only help low-income families be able to put more food on the table. Now, if you are in Colorado, Wisconsin, and a few other states, I think Kansas, of course, they have already started sending out letters, or you should receive a letter if you're in Colorado in May for each child that is eligible for the summer EBT, with your preloaded cards arriving in the mail shortly after. So I want to say like North Carolina, Wisconsin, Kansas, Colorado, they do have where families can go online right now and make sure that their information, like their address, is the correct information, as well as they have applications for those that don't receive any type of assistance or benefits. Now in Colorado, they do have a summer EBT support center. So if you have like any questions regarding what's going to happen with your benefits over the summer, you can reach out to them. Human Services will go ahead and be administering the summer EBT program jointly with the Colorado Department of Education. And as of right now, these states are recommending that families ensure that the child's school has the current address as well as the parent guardian information on file. So for families that are receiving like SNAP, TANF, Medicaid, like Family First, Colorado Works, those type of things, they should have an address on file, but you should start receiving your benefits as well. And so I think I've talked about this before. Most states, I think, are going to pay out in like June or July as well. And that will be for the full $120. But we'll see, because this is different this year now that the states are operating it. And this is what we have that's going on in the world of EBT, guys. Let me know, what do you think about, hey, you know, prisoners or being released from prison and being able to have SNAP benefits, or convicted felons? What do you think about the child tax credit? Now we can kind of see some movement and things happening. I personally think that the child tax credit is going to pass. It may not pass like here in the next month or two, but surely when that election time comes around, I'm sure it's going to be passing by then. As well as in Illinois, if you have children under the age of 3, did you receive any benefits or nah? Let me know all the things down below. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you later, Gator. Bye, guys.